With the Patriots hosting the Jets, Pats are seeking an NFL-leading 8th straight win. In his first season as head coach, Mike Vrabel has his team in position to earn the 1 seed in the AFC. Meanwhile, Drake Maye has been in complete control on the field and is currently the favorite to win MVP. So with the win tonight, the Patriots will pass their own win total of the last 2 seasons combined, as well as pass their preseason win total set at ESPN Bet Sportsbook of 8.5. Mina Kimes now joins the show. And so, Mina, who do you think deserves more credit for the way the Patriots have been playing so far this season? Do you think it's Mike Vrabel or do you think it's Drake Maye, their quarterback?
For me, it's Drake Maye. Mike Vrabel deserves a ton of credit. He's obviously going to be a favorite for Coach of the Year with the turnaround. The record speaks for itself. But when I watch the Patriots every week, they're not winning games because of their defense. They're certainly not winning games because of their run game. The offense is vastly improved, but I do not see an offense that's heavily schemed up to help the quarterback that's carrying the quarterback. I see a quarterback that's carrying the offense, that's carrying the football team. It's the reason why he's the MVP favorite. Yes, the offensive line is no longer a disaster, and some of the skill players are playing well. But this is not Drake Maye throwing downfield to wide open receivers, to the best receivers in the league, sitting in a clean pocket. Week after week, he is making some of the most honestly impressive plays of any quarterback in football. One stat that comes to mind, he has the highest tight window completion percentage in the league, 58%. To put that in context, Jared Goff, who's very good, is at 40% by that same metric. He leads the league in completion over expected. He leads the league in QBR. And again, he is the engine of the offense. There are times where he just makes unbelievable plays under pressure with his legs, throwing downfield. I completely agree with Dan when he's been saying he's an MVP favorite. And for me, he does deserve the lion's share of the credit for what we're seeing with this Patriots team.
Agree with Mina? You give the credit to Drake Maye?
No, I don't, but it's good that New England's in a place where we're asking who gets more credit, head coach or quarterback. That's never happened before.
Yeah, feels like old times.
Yeah, right? I would disagree with you a little bit, MK, about the scheme stuff. I think the offensive scheme has been great. I'm going to say Vrabel and one, he brought Josh McDaniels. I think Josh McDaniels has been absolutely off the charts this year. And the connection that he has with Drake Maye is one of the reasons why Drake's playing so good. I would say number 2, this team last year was 4-13. The year before they were 4-13. The year before they were 8-9. This has been a bad football team for years. Nobody thought they would be 8-2. I don't know a single human that thought this team would be 8-2 and legitimately vying for not only a division title, but like, wow, this team could make an AFC championship run. That doesn't happen just because of quarterback play, because we've seen quarterback play be on bad teams. I think the second thing is, this has become a very good defense. I can make the case it's the best third down defense in football. That's not necessarily the quarterback. I think 3rd and 3, this team.
Come on.
The NFL is like 18 for 59 against this defense on 3rd and 3. The last thing I would say is this. Week 1, they beat the Raiders because of situational football. Week 2, they beat the Dolphins because of very good situational football. Absolutely.
They lost to the Raiders. Sorry.
Excuse me, yes. Week 2, they beat the Dolphins, situational football. Week 5, they beat the Bills in Buffalo, situational football. Week 10, beat Atlanta, situational football. Last week, win, situational football. They've been situational football. The way he goes about the end of that first half and the handling of that time, that's Vrabel.
Well, I'm going to say this. It's Drake Maye, and here's why. Coming into the season, the question was, can Drake Maye do enough with what we feel is going to be a great rushing attack for this offense to compete? We were sitting on Get Up, and I said, hey, the one thing that we are not talking about enough is the possibility of Drake Maye's ascension. Right. And the pushback to me was not this year because he doesn't have enough around him, right? So I wasn't going to do you that, though, because you're my dog. But so when that's the pushback, and then the team does this, and Drake Maye is in the MVP conversation, leading the MVP conversation, you can't go, man, it's everybody else. It ain't Drake Maye, because we were saying that Drake Maye would be held back because he didn't have enough around him. Now, Josh McDaniels has been amazing. Mike Vrabel has to set a culture that allows situational football to work in complementary football, right? Because that's what we've seen from this team. And we talked about it. Complementary football isn't just, hey, all phases play well. It's phases feed into one another. But that starts with Drake Maye, right? We talk about the situational football that we saw against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but the last I checked, Mike Vrabel wasn't out there reading that simulated pressure, finding Pop Douglas on the seam. The last I checked, he wasn't throwing that football on 4th down where only Stephon Diggs could get it, where Stephon Diggs can actually get it, right? It wasn't Mike Vrabel out there when the pressure was coming off of the right. Kyle Williams was on the deep crosser, throwing, fading away, getting hitting it right here with an old Nikola Jokic and hitting him in stride for him to score a touchdown.
55 last night.
Yeah, Drake, yeah, he's amazing. Drake Maye this year is everything. He's everything, in my opinion, and this is not a knock on this player because I love him, everything Jayden Daniels was last year and what we thought he'd ascend to be this year. And so for me, it's Drake Maye.
All right, let's let Stephen A. wake up.
Beautiful soliloquy by Ryan Clark. Took about 3 minutes. Here's the problem.
Are you serious?
That wasn't, yes I am. That wasn't the answer he gave on the rundown. On the rundown, Ryan Clark said rape. But now he changed it up.
Maybe someone smart changed his mind and went first.
He changed it up. So the brother gonna call me out on national television, but he left out himself. I mean, then like 20 minutes later, you understand? He did
How
the
long
damn
have
thing.
you been sitting on this, Stephen A?
Hey,
Stephen A, how
hypocrisy.
long were you sitting on that? How long were you sitting on that?
20 minutes. 20 minutes. I mean, that's all it took for him to be his hypocritical self. Okay, please, you changed your answer. Because that is not the answer you gave. But it's all right. It's okay, though. Let me say this, y'all. The answer to this question is Vrabel. And I'm going to tell you why it's Vrabel. With all of the superlatives you threw out about Drake Maye and his play this year, he don't play defense, all right? That defense does. We talked about, you brought up, I think, Dan, how efficient they were. Defense, 5th best on 3rd downs defensively as well. Special teams, culture. When you got back-to-back 4 and 13 seasons, what it was before that, I mean, Bill Belichick and then Gerard Mayo, I mean, for Vrabel to come in and for this instant change to kick in, I think that's why you have to go with that answer. That's not taking anything away from Drake Maye, who's an MVP candidate, who looks absolutely great, very impressive, and to be the dude that's there now with them talking about you the way they're talking about you in a place that Tom Brady delivered 6 championships to, that just says an awful lot about him. But we also know that no matter how good you can be as a quarterback, if the culture ain't right, if the defense ain't right, if things aren't if things